Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. This is going to be a reading just on the Divine Masculines. Mainly because on Instagram this morning when I was doing my daily reading, I picked up on a group of masculines who are going through their first spiritual awakening. So we're going to try and get some clarity on that, and you'll be able to kind of know from the messages if this resonates for you. So you'll be able to know if your divine masculine or if you yourself, a divine masculine, is going through this experience right now. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, then make sure you do, because I do loads of pick a card readings on there, and I post daily, sometimes multiple a day as well. So that's Twin Flame Guidance 555 on Instagram. But yeah, let's get stuck in. Okay, so we are just going to look at these masculines who are going through their awakening. We're going to start off using the Golden Universal Tarot. So I just want to pick up on the current energy of these divine masculines, please. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is someone who has been through a spiritual awakening. So this kind of confirms the message that I got this morning. That yes, this group of masculines in the collective are awakening, and it seems like it's quite intense as well. The Hierophant, this is it's a major arcana, and major arcanas are always huge life events. They're receiving a lot of spiritual guidance, and I feel like this awakening will mean that they're more open to spirituality, understanding the connection as well. Some of them might be getting help through doing their own research on the internet, watching YouTube videos, or speaking to someone directly, I feel, to get help, whether this be a friend, family member, or a professional. What's interesting as well is I've just kind of been shown the Lovers card in my head, and obviously this is number 5 in the major arcana. Number 6 is the Lovers. So I'm being told here that this spiritual awakening that the masculines are going through, it is the last step before union. It is the last step before you two can be together in a relationship. Because if you've been focusing on raising your vibrations, and then you've been trying to attract a partner who is at that same vibrational level, which means that until your masculine went through their awakening, you two couldn't be in a relationship because you just weren't a match for each other. This process is really needed to get you both on the same level and to unlock the next steps to move forward into a relationship. This really is the key to that relationship. Without the masculine going through their spiritual awakening, there's no way this could work out. There's no way that you two could be in a harmonious partnership because you were just at completely different levels. You just weren't a match. I'm getting a special message coming through for someone or for a group of you whose masculine's either first name or surname begins with H. I know that's a Hierophant card, but I am being shown the letter H as well. They feel very stuck right now, very trapped. But this circle of swords around them, it is protection. It's divine protection. But they can't see clearly. For lots of them, they're experiencing some very uncomfortable awakening symptoms as well. Whether that be headaches, nausea, loss of appetite, really intense migraines here that I'm getting as well. And also just feeling very disconnected from the people that they're normally around. I really do sense that these masculines, they aren't connecting with colleagues and friends anymore on the same level. They're feeling that there's a much deeper meaning to everything. They're feeling very stuck in this awakening, and this is why they can't take action towards you. Lots of you might be wondering, why are they not communicating? Where have they gone? And the truth is, they're just going through their ascension process. And if you've been through one before, you'll know how uncomfortable this can be, how intense it can be, and sleepless nights, waking up in the early hours of the morning for at the same time, you know, maybe waking up at 333 for a couple of days in a row. This is the universe really intervening right now to get these relationships kind of moving. The Devil, their awakening is also meaning that they're going to be breaking free of any karmic patterns or behaviours. Anything that is really limiting them. I'm being shown someone doing a high jump here. So it's like this awakening means that they will be able to really kind of like go higher than they have before. And jump over obstacles. You know, it's them reaching that new level, the next level needed. And it is overcoming obstacles. That's what this ascension is about. It has been a huge block in the connection because where the feminine has been really woke, you know, has been really spiritual, maybe even has her own psychic abilities and gifts that she uses, the masculine, you know, really did have to reach a similar level or at least understand the connection, you know, like she understands. It's all that awareness being brought to them. It's also, the Devil represents the ego here. So I am seeing that it is also a bit of a battle between their ego and their soul when they're going through this awakening. They haven't quite surrendered to it yet. So it's more intense than probably what the feminines have been through. Because these masculines really have been resisting this on so many levels. And it's like they can't resist it any longer. But it's taking its toll on them, that's for sure. Yep, the Hanged Man. This is their spiritual awakening. I'll just read you some of the key words from the Hanged Man in this book. Sacrifice, suffering, ordeal, change of perceptions, points of view, transition, putting oneself to the test, final difficulty. I think the words we were looking for there is definitely final difficulty. I said, you know, after the Hierophant, you have the Lovers. So after this awakening, I am sensing that there's going to be romantic relationships formed. But this is the final hurdle. This is the obstacle that needs to be overcome. And it is changing their perception on everything. It's changing themselves at a deep, like, cellular level. I've just been told they're never going to see the world through the same eyes again. You know, things are going to look differently now. Once you've been through a spiritual awakening, you can't go back to sleep. That's just not how things work. On the bottom of the deck, we do have the World card. So I am sensing that this is going to be completed soon. And this is definitely that last hurdle. It is tying up loose ends. The masculines are just realising this connection and the connection to source, the connection to everything. It's not just about the romantic relationship. It's about the way the world works, the way energy works. And I feel like they're really understanding, being shown like the law of attraction, you know, the way they can manifest things, the way they have so much power already. I mean, we've got 3 major arcanas out of 4 cards already. So you can tell whenever it's major arcanas, this is such fixed energy. It's like I said, big life lessons and big transitions we're going through. Minor arcanas are never as fixed energy. You know, you can change minor arcanas through kind of like changing your own perspectives and your own views, realigning yourself. But major arcanas, it's like there is no avoiding this. So these masculines cannot avoid their awakening because this is what's needed to really break free of codependency, to break free of attachments, to break free of negative thought patterns as well in cycles. And this is them changing their perception forever. No going back after this awakening. I've seen a light go from red to green. So this is going to be the green light. This is going to be all systems go after this. I want one final card for how this is affecting this week in the build up to the full moon. Three of Pentacles. So this week is about teamwork. So this awakening is about working together, which means feminines, I feel like you have a role to play. I'm going to get a card for what that is, but feminines, there is definitely some way you can be assisting this week whilst the masculines go through their spiritual awakening. And I'm seeing evolution. I'm also seeing someone rocking a baby. So this is the masculine's first awakening. It's their first spiritual awakening. Try and have some sympathy, I'm being told. Feminines, you can help by being in this Queen of Cups energy. So having your heart open, sending lots of love, lots of healing, and being really understanding as well about what they're going through. You know, don't be all kind of like judgy about why they're maybe not communicating. Just really give them the space to go through this ascension process. And the Four of Swords came out with the Queen of Cups. So feminines, you can meditate. You know, you need to make sure that you're really grounded, really stable, and that your energy is really clear, because all of this is going to help the masculines. You know, the way you two have this soul connection means that you feel everything so strongly for the other, which means as the feminine kind of rests, meditates, clears, and holds space, the masculine is going to feel a lot more support as they go through this. Okay, we're going to use, I'm being guided actually to use my Archangel Michael cards. So we're going to ask Archangel Michael for any kind of guidance or support whilst the masculines go through this. Okay, a couple kind of jumped out there. We have be gentle with yourself. Lean on God and the angels for support. And this situation is already resolved. So the message from Archangel Michael here is that it's important that you watching this video are very gentle with yourself. You know, nurture yourself and be really loving in your thoughts as well. And this also means send loving thoughts to your masculine, especially as we're going through this awakening. The last thing they need right now is to be attacked by their feminine as well. Hopefully this video will help you understand why they're not communicating, why they might have retreated, and it's because they're having some serious side effects from their ascension. You know, it's like the first time you get the flu or the first time you get chicken pox or something like that. It really does take a lot of energy out of you. And it also, you know, they need space to go through this. It has to be done independently. You know, I always see that whenever the feminine tries to get really involved with what's going on with the masculine, whenever she tries to help by interfering, you know, and getting close to the masculine, that's often when resistances occur. And that's often when delays happen as well, because you both need to experience things separately. You know, think, was the masculine there for you when you were going through your awakening? Probably not. So it's important that they then, to bring this into balance, they then do theirs on their own as well. You can ask the archangels to support you both through this. And also, feminines, if you are really struggling with this separation, distance, no communication, ask God, the universe, archangels, your guides for support of this situation. And then just step out of the way and let these miracles to occur. You know, try and detach once you've really given that to them. Because here we have the situation is already resolved. So that means, yes, this awakening is the last step before lots of relationships can start to happen and love can really be felt. For some, the masculine's ego was blocking them from feeling this connection altogether. Maybe not long term, but the last couple of weeks or months, maybe they've really denied this connection because their ego was so central, you know, really playing a huge role in their lives. And this ego battle kind of meant that they were blocked from feeling the love, blocked from feeling the connection, blocked from loving themselves even. So that's why they had to awaken, because they had to awaken to the connection, to the love you both share. There is a strong message coming through for the feminines here to really detach from this situation. Hold space, send love, send healing, but don't focus on the 3D so much. Detach from the 3D and just let Just let things flow as they're meant to. I'm just sensing that this situation is so under control. And this is a big jigsaw piece. It's like one of the 4 corner pieces. You know, this is a big piece of the puzzle right now. And for those of you who are asking how long will this go on for, it's going to be personal. It's going to depend on your masculine, going to depend on your energy as well. Just give space and allow, don't pressure. Listen. Listen to what I'm saying is what I'm being told. So do listen to the messages that I'm channeling. And just trust that everything really is taken care of. Don't worry about what you've been trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest a harmonious relationship, then this is the step before that can happen. This is the step to raise their vibrations to match yours. Make sure that you do meditate and clear your energy, because I do sense that there's a lot of guidance wanting to come through for the feminines, but she's blocking it by having like a really, really busy mind. Energy work. Yeah, you understand the way energy works. And this means that you understand how important it is for you to be aligned, for you to be in a good energy. Also know that the work you do on yourself is really, really powerful in transforming this connection. The healing work you do on yourself is going to be sent to your masculine in some way, and they are going to be receiving that healing energy. This separation, this distance, no communication, whatever it is, which means that your masculine isn't with you right now whilst they go through their awakening, it's a blessing in disguise. It really is huge. It's such an important piece of the puzzle. I'm going to now use the Cosmic Tarot to get some messages about what we can expect after this awakening, what the full moon is doing, and just kind of get a little bit more information for us all. So first of all, this awakening, what is happening this week with it? 4 of Cups. So this is about the masculines getting ready. I'm seeing here that the picnic blanket is laid. It's going to help communication. There is a little bit of disappointment right now. So right now it's kind of working through any feelings of sadness or emptiness. But this isn't heavy heartbreak. This is just kind of like dissatisfaction with the current circumstances. What can we expect once the masculines have been through their awakening? The moon. So the full moon is going to play a very important part in this awakening. Maybe that's when it's going to be completed. I'll try and get some sense of that in a second. But like I said, it is going to be personal. It's going to be different for different situations and relationships. The other side of this awakening, so once they have ascended, it is helping break away all those illusions. The moon card always speaks of illusions and fears and things that aren't true. You know, any lies that have been told to you or lies that they've been telling themselves, this is fading away with their awakening. I feel like this is related to words that have been communicated. So things that they have said to you, they're realising that that's not true. But they did believe it at the time. So maybe when they said they don't know this connection or they don't know if they love you, I feel like they genuinely did believe that at the time. But it wasn't because they were just being a dick. It was because they had their ego, you know, so strong. It's like their ego, this devil was just in the driving seat and they were a passenger. They really were a passenger of their ego. They couldn't feel love. They felt so blocked from you, so blocked from themselves, you know, so blocked from their soul. That's what's been going on for the last 2 months and a bit, I feel. It's been quite a long time, yeah, like 8 weeks where they've been going through this battle with their ego. And now they're going through their awakening, their ego is being shed, and that's when they're going to really think about the words they have said to you. And for many, they will be making things right, but for others, they're just going to be spending some time thinking and contemplating about this. But either way, it's those illusions. The light being shone on the illusion, sorry. Yep, Princess of Pentacles. This might be a specific message for those of you who have with a Capricorn or a Capricorn yourselves, but don't worry, I'm just picking up on some Capricorn energy here. Also getting Pisces and Scorpio coming through as well. Bit of Gemini, Taurus. Definitely a Cancer sign here as well. They're just the signs that I'm getting, but don't worry if that doesn't relate. The other side of this awakening is their feminine, and it's that stability that she wants. I feel like she's really starting to see things clearly again. You know, her third eye is open again. She's seeing and understanding things, why they've happened, letting this flow. And I sense that on the other side of this awakening, so once the awakening is complete for the masculines, the feminine's going to see her masculine really taking a big leap of faith. You know, if you look in the background of this card, we have a little goat up here. And it looks to me like that goat is getting ready to jump off that cliff, hoping that their feminine is going to be there to catch them. But this is a big leap of faith which is being prepared. So what else can we expect once the masculines have been through their awakening? Way too many. What can we expect once the masculines have been through their awakening? Are there any more messages that want to come out for what we can expect? No? Okay. Just going to ask about this full moon now. So, what is the full moon doing for the masculines who are going through their awakening? The Chariot. Wow. And look how fast the Chariot moves in this deck. This is success. Again, Cancer's coming through here with the Chariot. We've got the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So I do sense that actually with the full moon, we might be seeing the completion of this spiritual awakening. This change of perception might very well be complete. Because with it being on the bottom of the deck, I am sensing that that energy is still present. But it is coming to a completion here. The Chariot. This is success. It is someone moving forward very quickly as well. So either with the full moon or shortly after the full moon, your masculine might be taking some very sudden action towards you. This is the balance as well between their head and their heart, and them reaching some kind of alignment and being shown here. And it's alignment, which means that they can finally take action. The Chariot in this deck also speaks of commitment. So around the full moon, the masculines could very well be committed to this journey, committed to the relationship, or offering some level of commitment. It's like the obstacles really are being overcome with this full moon. And all the hard work that the masculines have put in, you know, as they've gone through their awakening, they are going to start seeing results of that. The full moon is going to bring some kind of success. You know, whether or not that's a small victory, I'm just seeing success here. I'm seeing action. I'm seeing that the preparations kind of complete here. Perfect setting. So this message has come out as a kind of like a clarifier for the full moon. And it does mean that things are being completed because this is a number 9 card. But perfect setting just means that the circumstances, the situation is now perfect. It is now ready for things to start happening. This is what we've been waiting for so long. And the reason why the masculines haven't gone through this earlier is because 1, they weren't ready. 2, their feminines weren't ready for union. Or perhaps even the feminines were so pushy about the masculines going through awakening, you know, wanting their masculine to be ready and to be the person that they want. And they were so pushy about this that the masculine did run from their awakening. And for lots of you, because this is the final step before relationships can happen, it also means that the masculine's been waiting kind of for their feminine to reach a place where they're ready for union. And it's like once the feminine really is ready for union, that's when the masculines are going to go through their spiritual awakening, which is, like I said, it's their first ascension. And once this is complete, I am seeing that the bond is being restored in some way. Some kind of expression of love is coming through as well. Okay, I'm just going to put these cards away, and I'm going to pull some messages from a new deck that I am currently creating. So the deck that I am working on right now is going to be like a tarot deck, specifically for soul connections, and it's going to be about the journey. So let's see what we have going on. So what can we expect this week for these masculines going through their awakenings? 5D. So we do have that 5D communication is really, really important this week. Feminines, focus on the 5D connection, detach from the 3D completely. Because if you focus on the 3D, you might be thinking that your masculine doesn't care. You might be thinking that your masculine doesn't care or isn't dedicated in some way that I'm getting, you know. You might be thinking that your masculine doesn't understand the connection, doesn't want the connection. So focus on the 5D. And also, this speaks of an ascension. This does speak of the masculines going from a 3D to the 5D and ascending to that next level. So what is the full moon doing for this connection? Laugh. So this does want to keep coming out. And I'm sensing that you're going to be having a lot more fun by the end of the week. You're going to be laughing about this later as well. This is, I feel like the masculines are being very dramatic with their awakening, and you're really going to be, you know, sharing some memories about this afterwards. Because they will be talking to you about it. They will be talking about what they've been through, about the side effects that they had as well, the migraines, the headaches. What is the full moon doing for these connections, please, Spirit? Loyalty. So after the full moon, you will be seeing how loyal your masculine is to you and this connection. And I feel like not this week is a test of loyalty, but it you know, feminines, can you really trust in this connection without having that 3D validation? Can you stay loyal to your masculine when you don't have that 3D to hold on to? And after the full moon, what can we expect, please? Tests. I'm going to get a clarifier for this. And healing. So after the full moon or around the full moon, you will be healing from these tests. On the bottom, we've actually got ascension right now. So you will be healing from these tests. And these tests for the feminine are different from the masculine. The masculine's being tested throughout their ascension, throughout their awakening. The feminine, you're being tested see what you can heal as well with this week, but also how you kind of manage their ascension, how you manage this distance. Ascension then came out when I shuffled. So this is all about their ascension, and this is really the last step. This really is the last step before you two can be in a relationship. Yeah. Ready. So I'm sensing that fears are being kind of like shedded with the full moon. The masculines are also getting rid of huge ego blocks that have been stopping them from moving forwards in this connection. And we will be moving into a much more harmonious phase of the connection once they've been through their awakening. Doesn't mean relationships are going to happen straight away, but that is the next step after the Hierophant, after their awakening. Messages from your counterpart to you, so from the masculine to the feminine. I'm thinking of you. I am on my way. Capital letters and an exclamation mark. My soul is bound to your soul. And two more. Open your heart to me, please. So yeah, with that Queen of Cups we had earlier, just keep your heart open, send lots of love, lots of healing, and really hold space right now. Your touch is like no other. I'm going to get one final message, please, from the masculines to the feminines. I choose you. You are the one for me. So this is about choices being made as well after their awakening, but I'm going to do another check-in on that later on once we are once a couple of days have passed, because I really just feel like right now some distance is needed. Hopefully now you understand why they are behaving like this, and can really just send them the love that they need. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that reading. If you would like to purchase my message deck, you can do from my website. I'll post a link in the description box below. I also have a new channel on my website, which is a monthly membership. I'm about to start recording a series on how to learning how to read tarot cards on there. So it's going to be loads of extra messages, so extra readings, twin flame readings, zodiac readings, pick a card, life purpose readings, as well as loads of guidance videos as well, about all sorts of topics. So yeah, I hope you check it out, and you can always cancel the membership if you don't like it. There is no obligation to stay for a certain amount of time. And it is in its early days, so there's going to be much more content added over the next couple of weeks. Sending you lots of love and light, and wishing you a wonderful full moon.